we are Team Engine and we are an FTC team. FTC stands for First Tech Challenge. But what does that exactly mean? This might be the first time that you've encountered this term First Tech Challenge. But all of us are robotics students here, robotics or design technology or design thinking. So we all must have a reason that we had clicked this elective on the portal a few weeks ago. And for some of us, that might be because we are interested in robotics and design thinking. Maybe we are already really passionate in robotics and design thinking, and we have chosen this elective so that we can take our interest further. Or maybe we do not know what this exactly is, but it sounds really cool or super interesting for us. Well, whatever your aspirations might be, the end goal here is to do something great in the field, improve your own skills, and participate in such inter-school, international, national level competitions. So FTC is one such competition. But before that, we have to talk about what robotics is actually. I'm pretty sure all of us know this, but robotics is what I like to call a multifaceted field. You can't stand it on its own. It doesn't stand on its own. You need mathematics, you need science, computer science, engineering, and general problem solving and logic. All of these combined into like a very interesting combination is what robotics is. So if you're interested in one or all of these fields that robotics is made of, then robotics basically tests your applications in the field. But I'm not going to stay on that for too long. We really want to know what FTC is. So some of you might have participated or might want to participate in FLL. Any of you heard what FLL is or participated in it or heard of it somewhere? Could we have a show of hands? Just raise your hand on Teams if you have heard of FLL somewhere. Okay, so a few people. FLL stands for First Lego League. And you might notice that first word coming in both FTC and FLL. So FIRST is an international organization for inspiration and recognition of science and technology. So it is an international organization that hosts robotics competitions for not only children, for teenagers, also youth, but it is an organization that hosts a lot of international competitions, and it is recognized as a top organization when it comes to crediting people in the field of robotics. So FLL, FTC, all of these are competitions that are organized by this big corporation FIRST. Now, what is FTC specifically? So FLL, it is sort of for children below like 9th grade or below. From 3rd grade to 9th grade, you typically participate in FLL. There are many subcategories, but this presentation is not about FLL. This is about FTC. So FTC is the next level beyond FLL. And it is for students that are aimed in our age group. Pretty sure everyone here is around from 15 to 17-ish. You guys are all 10th grade. So FTC is aimed at you guys who have a passion for robotics and a little older than the rest. And you want to use robotics not in a way like playing with Legos or something like that, but using real metal and real parts and solving real challenges that will actually help you develop a career in robotics later down the line. So it's also completely student-led, and it is organized by FIRST, as we had just said. It involves working with robots, of course, and each year we get a set of tasks on a sort of board, and you have to build a robot that follows a set of rules that finishes those tasks. The robots work in teams, not individually. So you have to strategize, find out what is the best way, not only for you to earn points, but also to help your partner earn points. So it sort of tests real-world engineering, because real-world engineering is 90% collaborative. You're going to be working with others. So not only are you going to be working with whichever team you're part of, but you should be working with other teams to ensure that you score the most points, if that makes sense. Again, at any point, if you have any doubts or queries, even if it goes beyond this presentation, feel free to raise your hand. You guys can lower your hands down now from the last poll. Okay, so moving on. Who are we in all of this? So Team Engine, we are the FTC team from DPS Sharjah. We are a premier team from this school. That means that it has been a long time since our school has participated in FTC. So we want to bring it up and start a sort of legacy of FTC teams coming from our school. Just like we already have a legacy, a really strong legacy in FLL, we want to make that the case for FTC too, to show that DPS Sharjah and us students can take robotics seriously. So we are defined by curiosity, discipline, and purpose, and we approach challenges analytically. And these are just some things about our team. But in reality, we are sort of the ethos for DPS Sharjah to enter FTC and by proxy, the greater world of robotics, if that makes sense to all of you. So basically, we want to kickstart an FTC culture in DPS Sharjah, and we want you guys to be a part of it. But why exactly do we need an FTC culture in our school? Well, on your college applications, CVs, personal statements, essays, if you want to go abroad or even not abroad, if you want to pursue mechatronics, mechanical engineering, engineering in general, robotics, all of these fields, it is important to have some sort of experience in school, maybe in a robotics club, just like you guys are in robotics clubs, design thinking clubs, or electives, but also to participate in competitions with other people outside your school. FLL gave you that platform, but it was targeted mainly for middle school and maybe lower senior school. But now we are old enough that when we participate in competitions such as FTC, which are borderline on college level robotics, it is highly recognized by these organizations, especially those in USA, because FIRST is founded in USA. But colleges around the world are eager to admit FTC students into their colleges, especially those who have worked and started FTC teams in their schools. So this is one reason which we want to start an FTC culture in our school, but of course not the only reason. But this is the thing that we want to mention to you guys. So moving on, there is a lot of challenges, both pros and cons, difficulties, easy times, hardships, when you're doing something like this on this scale. So before we talk about some of the benefits, we'll address some of the challenges that we face, being one of the first teams doing FTC in our school for a long time. So Dane, could you talk about some of those challenges, please?
Yeah, sure. Okay. So one of the biggest challenges our team faced this season was balancing robot development with academic responsibilities. We also ran into many technical issues like coding bugs and mechanical failure, which pushed us to problem solve under pressure and work better as a team. This made us realize how important it is to plan early in the season. Planning early is one of the most key fundamental things that we must all work with, because most of the time that many issues pop up, so being early and quick to react is very important.
Yeah. So this is some of the challenges that we talked about. We also had problems in starting up, because starting is really a very difficult part, and we were very late into the season. Season usually starts in about half a year time, usually in September-ish, when the season of this year's theme, problems, etc. are announced. So we were very late into the season, but you guys, the season hasn't even started yet. That is next season, 2026 to 27 hasn't even started yet. We are yet to conclude this year's season. So we are giving you this information early so that you guys can plan accordingly and sort of don't make the same mistakes as we do. So you guys can start early, plan better, and even come and talk to us. We are your seniors. We are open for any discussions, any questions, even after this presentation, so that we can give you our advice based on our journey, and you guys can adapt your journey to it too. And Dane, anything about getting sponsors?
Yeah, sponsorship is very important, as many of the robot parts are imported from the US, there's like a lot of export fees as well. So one of the key thing is to reach out to local businesses here that support like the motto of FIRST, that is like engineering and spreading STEM. So when you connect with these businesses, most of them will more or less likely to help you out. So through this, we were able to attain around 8 sponsors and raise around 11,000 dirhams, which helped fund many of our parts and resources. This experience also helps us build communication and networking skills.
Right. So as Dane said about communication and networking skills, you see that even though robotics, you might think it's confined to just coding and creating robots, doing something like this tests your skills in like almost every area, including entrepreneurial skills, communication skills. So in an FTC team, you won't only find coders. You'll find coders, 3D designers, team leaders, communication experts, outreach members. Like Dane here is our primary outreach, logistics, and sponsorship. He sort of handled all of that in our team. Thank you, Dane. But this is what it takes to form a team. So we just want to give you a general picture of all the things that it requires that you might not even think that you might need sponsors for such a thing like this. So this year's theme, that is not this year's, but like 2025-26, was Decode. If any of you know, the FLL theme was also related to archaeology, unearthed. In the same way, this is also sort of related to archaeology in the sense of cryptography. So FTC Decode challenges you to like decode QR codes, April tags, and glyphs on the mat, this year's mat. Of course, we are not going to be talking about this year's challenge that much because you guys are not going to be participating in it, but we will bring it up because to give you a flavor of how an FTC team or an FTC challenge looks like. So that was about the theme this year. Moving on quickly about what we are exactly doing. So this might be really interesting to you guys, especially those in the robotics. Actually, all of us, we are all in robotics design thinking and stuff like that. How are we supposed to create a robot and how we are supposed to evolve it from here? So this PPT is a little old. Our robot has developed from this image, but this is sort of like the prototype that we have about 1 month ago. So we had to build hardware, softwares, mechanical designs, 3D designs. And I'm not the best person to talk about this in our team. So we have Taran. Taran, could you give us a few insights about like how we develop the hardware and 3D design part of things?
Yeah, so hi, I'm the CAD designer of the team. So basically, before building the robot, we have to usually make a 3D design of the robot so that it can see what all the parts we are going to build before the actual robot building is taking place in the real life. So in the CAD design, you can look at the collision, you can look at the center of mass, which is actually very important for coding more than people realize, and also you can look at the modeling, you can look at the parametric designs, the dimensions of each model. So these all are like key components while building the robot, and also like how the robot parts are arranged, and the alignment of them. So it is, and also we have built a lot of prototypes. Like this is the drive base, so this moves, and on top of this, all the motors, all the intake, outtake systems are arranged. So that's basically around the CAD model.
Yeah, thank you, Taran. So I think this just comes to show how much collaboration is important in robot design because the people in the robotics selective, they probably won't know how to do this stuff with CAD or I think you'll be learning Tinkercad or whatever. You won't be learning how to do 3D designing. But the people in the design technology, if I'm not wrong, elective, they will know how to use 3D designing. So it's not that one person has to know everything. To be a good student of robotics, you must be really skilled at one thing, but also be really skilled at collaborating with other people who know different things than you. So it's not like we have 13 people who are good at everything, but rather we have 13 people who are sort of experts or at least passionate about their respective fields. So I think you guys understand how collaboration is important in such a environment and how facilitating a nice positive environment with a positive work culture is really important from the get-go. Moving on, we will introduce you a little bit onto how to participate, but this stuff will be taken care of by our school. So one big announcement we want you guys to know properly is that next year's FLL, so the first Lego League next year, is going to be the last FLL. So FIRST has decided to discontinue its relationship with Lego, and it's going to be the last FLL of forever. So it's not the first Lego League, it's the last Lego League now. But this means that the more adept, like we guys are old, right? Or how do I say this? We are more senior than our friends in middle school. So we must take initiative to get this FTC culture growing so that we can have a dedicated FTC teams from DPS Sharjah, so that once FLL is finished, we all can switch over to FTC, because frankly, FTC is a bit more fun if you like robotics, and it's a little more tough too. Actually, by little, I mean a lot more tough. So that is why we are giving you this presentation, so that we can equip you with the tools and the mindset that you need to participate in FTC. Of course, how to participate will be handled by our school. And I am sure Karpaga ma'am, Srividya ma'am will let you know how to participate in FTC when the application opens up. And we strongly encourage all of you to participate, because when we started, we were just like you. We didn't know how to code a robot. We didn't know many of these things, but we picked it up slowly by ourselves. So we want you also to live through that experience, but not with the obstacles that we faced, but rather with our guidance. And so that you guys too can learn and inspire the next generation, and so on and so forth. So enough of that. We will move on to the benefits of participating in FTC. I'm sure I brought this up many times throughout this presentation, but it's important to participate in this to build your teamwork, leadership, and communication abilities. It makes you a good problem solver, a good critical thinker. It gives you real life working experience, working in real constraints, real budgets, real teams, real atmospheres. And if you guys want to develop a career in this sort of fields later on, you will have to learn how to work like this. So this gives you a real simulation of how engineering problems are tackled in the real world. So you will gain confidence and many soft skills, and you will also get the stamp of FIRST on your CVs and your college applications. And the most important part now being our social media account details. So all of you, please refer this slide. You guys can follow us on Instagram. We have a website too, but you can support us. We post regularly. And now is the time if you guys have any questions. If you have any, please raise your hand. We have come to the end of our presentation. Thank you so much, guys. Dane, Taran, just let me know if anyone's raising their hands, or you can just unmute and speak once you've raised your hands.
Yeah, students, please come forward.
You guys don't want to know anything about like how we build a robot? What is it made of? Okay. Yeah. Karthik?
Yeah. I just want to generally know for FTC, how long is typically one season? Like, does it range from a few months all the way to a year? So, like, what's the range of one season in FTC?
So, the season is established for 1 year. So, it starts usually in September-ish, August-ish. The things are announced, and slowly it creeps to UAE here. And we start working from around like August, September, all the way until January, February. And this year, the things were a bit skewed because of the current scenario here in UAE. So the national level FTC competition, which was supposed to happen in March, didn't happen yet. And we are just waiting for everything to clear up and the FTC like national event to conclude. But typically it would last from around like September-ish to when it started, all the way to March, which is usually when the UAE nationals are held.
Thank you.
You can ask your question.
Yeah, basically, what's the entire process like? What are the guidelines you guys have to follow from making the bond? Is there like any specific hardware kit you have to use, for example, Arduino or Tetrix or anything?
So, to answer your question, there is like a 200-page, 300-page guidebook on the complete rules and regulations that you have to follow when creating a robot. But even though there are many more rules here, it is actually more open-ended, which is kind of counterintuitive. But you have a lot of liberty into choosing your materials, choosing your strategies. But yes, there are some standard kits, standard pieces that usually come with your registration. But you will have to 3D print your own parts. You will have to think of unique solutions that involve maybe like other materials, zip ties, pieces of metal, gears, and stuff like that, that you will have to put together. So whatever you can do that fits into the regulations, sure, you can do that, and that's allowed.
Idris, you can speak next.
Like while you guys like first got into FTC, how did you guys attract sponsors? Because you of course need sponsors for all this, right? So how do you be
Dane, I think
promising to
you should
get
answer
the sponsors?
Yeah, I'll answer this one. Okay, so basically, first you need to look for engineering-based companies or companies that support education. They're the first ones who would like most likely try to sponsor. So we try to go for those kind of companies, and those are which are more local to the UAE. So when we come towards these companies, we try to provide them value because that's what's most important for the companies, what they get in return. So when they get to support like up and coming STEM, for them that's very important. So that's what attracts sponsors. I would suggest you can go on Google and start like searching up engineering companies. They are probably the most probable sponsorship source.
But how do they get benefited from, like,
Because they're supporting the next generation of engineers. They get like how do I say it?
Visibility, I think, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
we
yeah.
can add them on our catalog, right? Then, yeah.
Yeah. They get brand
Yeah.
visibility and CSR development.
okay, thank you.
Okay, next, Tarun.
Which software do you guys use for 3D modeling?
Tarun?
We are currently using Onshape for the entire bot assembly and design. But a few of our other CAD designers also use Fusion to design, Fusion 360.
Okay.
Okay, so if that's it, I hope everyone has taken like a screenshot or has already noted down the details in this slide. I'll stop sharing
Hi,
now.
Raghav. Can you explain how the competition is happening? Like, you have told about the material and you have told about the making. Like, how the competition is happening? Can you just brief to them?
Okay, sir. So the competition in FTC, we have only the robo game. So it's about how much outreach you're doing about your team and brand name. But in the field, it's only regarding your robot. So your robot will be paired with another team's robot, forming teams of 2. These teams are called alliances. One alliance is pitted against another. So total 4 robots, 1 in each team. This year they are called red and blue team. This is a sort of thing that's happened for every year basically. So there's one red alliance and one blue alliance. These alliances battle it out, not battle, but like they challenge each other on the field and finish the task of the season as fast as possible. So to give you a glimpse, this year's season decode, basically you can search it up too if you want the proper list of rules and guidelines for this year. But this year involved purple and green artifacts, basically balls or artifacts which were placed on the mat. And there is an obelisk or a QR code, not technically a QR code, it's called an April tag, but it's similar to a QR code placed in the center of the mat. So your bots are tasked with scanning this April tag, and with each April tag that you scan, you will get a pattern, either green, purple, green, 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 purple, green, purple, purple, something like that. Your challenge is to take the balls from the mat and shoot them into a sort of hoop, kind of basketball style, that is on a specific 2 corners of the mat. There are 2 large hoops or containers for you to throw these artifacts in. With each artifact you throw into a hoop on your side of the field, you gain some points. And if you're able to match the pattern that was given by this obelisk, this QR code is called the obelisk. If you're able to match the pattern of the obelisk, you get additional points. Of course, apart from this, there are many things that I'm yet to mention, but it's a sort of simplistic challenge that they take because there is not much to explain here. Like FLL, you have about 12 missions or something like that. But here you have a challenge that seems simple, but when you actually try to solve it, how are you going to get, the balls are this big, by the way. They're not like tiny, they're about this big. So how are you going to get a ball that is this big into your robot, load it, and then shoot at about a height that is almost my height, that reaches the hoop and simultaneously has some sort of camera system to track the obelisk and then use that to get the pattern. It is really complicated. And in the whole process, you are not alone. So if you are messing up your alliance's strategy too, you both are not going to get any points. So you should have some sort of strategy in place to work together with whoever your alliance is. And it's not a fight. It's not like BattleBots. You're not supposed to destroy the other team's robot, but you're not supposed to intervene and basically get less points for both of us, right? So if that makes sense, this is like this year's season. Maybe next year's season, there'll be a different challenge, but you will have to work in pairs. And you will have to have the same sort of problem solving set of skills to do. So this is how like the framework looks like. Any other thing? Anyone wants a deeper explanation of another aspect of FTC? Or I think you guys want to learn about it yourselves.
Raghav, any small video clip of us possible? You have right with you just to share.
You guys can check Instagram. We upload our stuff regularly. Scroll through just the promotion things, but we have our information on Instagram too. Hope everyone noted our handle. But right now, ma'am, I don't have any sort of video clip. But you guys can search online for FTC robots, and you will see the type of stuff that you are going to be working with. So they are much bigger. They are heavier. They are made of metal, and there is a lot of cool stuff involved that I don't want to spoil to all of you guys. But just remember that we are always there. Us 13 members or any of your seniors are always there to support you. And when you do join FTC, we will also be there to support your teams and give you advice and guide you along the process. So that is our role.